and I just got back from Mitsuwa in Edgewater, New Jersey. I was there for a full day today, getting on the bus at like 7:30 and getting there at 11. Uh, the bus cut short, and we had to get back at 3:45 and went back home. And now I am home at 7:30. Great. Um, Mitsuwa is very interesting. It's very much like Kinakuya Books. That's right. I think that is right. They have one in Mitsuwa right next to it. I know the one in Manhattan. And so it was fun to go around and eat food and look at stuff and eat more food and then go to the bookstore and look at the Japanese things and stuff. But it's nice. It's right next to the Hudson River, looking over New York City or whatnot. So originally, I went on this trip. It was actually planned for a community college of mine. I was on this Japanese club alumni trip just to see old friends and to go here. I haven't really been here until now. What I actually got at the Japanese bookstore is, I think, some 5 issues of Patario and an Anne Frank and Martin Luther King Jr. Japanese history book. I don't have any pictures of these at the moment, but they're these little books dedicated for kids, so you could show them to your kids, Japanese kids, and then they learn about. Well, the thing is, it's funny because Anne Frank looks so Japanese and not even Jewish, and Martin Luther King looks like a thing, not even a. I don't know. It seems to be very unapologetic about it in its nature, and it doesn't really care for such a historical background on that. I think so. Um, if there's anything I have to say important about Mitsuwa is that there is a huge white male, Asian female blackout in the store. And luckily, I was so happy to actually see Asian male, white female there. There was about three, and I saw some kissing, some actually smoking outside of the store together. There is that kind of harmony. I know you white nationalists are probably thinking that's decadent or some sort, but if if it's weird because I think this is the biggest congregation of white male Asian females I have seen yet. And I will say now that Mitsuwa is definitely an Asian Aryan spot. It quickly brings me up to the question whether if multiculturalism and diversity really benefits white Americans. And I think it really is just a proxy, I can't think of any better word, or basically some kind of bridge to make Asian Aryanism possible. To white nationalists, it's either a doom or gloom, or it's either a Trump saves us or we're doomed. You might hear that in the circles, and so it feels as though that if one thing that conserves white people is good, if we cannot, then we lose and we fail and we die. Well, I think multiculturalism and diversity, what's going to happen is we won't be in this weird cafe society or mixed mash brown skin society, as Jared Taylor would say, but rather it would give credit to Asian Aryan ideology, and whites will gravitate towards Asian females. They will not gravitate towards Aunt Jemima looking black girls or Mexicans or Indians or any dark skinned non white, because Asians represent the model minority of any compatible in Western civilization. It also gives whites allowed to have racial consciousness in Asian thinking rather than their own white racial consciousness, because they have been condemned to think so otherwise. And that's what multiculturalism and diversity does. It just gives the benefit for whites to lie and then automatically choose Asians. Now, I've said before too that white female, I mean, will choose black male, but that doesn't really happen at all because they have the highest divorce rate, and their children turn into Black Lives Matter candidates because they're not allowed to think as an Oreo to think that their white racial identity is possible. So no, once again, to refute, there is no Negro Aryanism. There's Asian Aryanism, but no Negro Asian Aryanism. So there is new cuck behavior with these types, unfortunately. And I do understand all the white males with their Asian girlfriends, and they don't want to be open about the topic, or they say that they're Asian American, not Asian Aryan. And I find that a little bit arrogant and snobby. I wish they would open up to the fact that we're here and we have values. And Mitsuwa definitely shows those values in action. I'm thinking to myself, I'm probably going to bash on the alumni that I was with on this bus. Now, I haven't really been to this school in forever, and I took Japanese previously 3 years ago at this school, and now to get back on the bus and see who the target audience is, this quote unquote Japanese culture club seems to be a collection of autistic shut ins, uh, autistic girls who don't know any better, kind of materialistic losers, and for a lack of the better term. And I find that none of them look healthy as individuals. They seem to be obsessed with up and coming quote unquote animes and things that will take their interest just because it's Japanese. I don't think these types of people are compatible with Asian Aryanism, since when I see a white male, Asian female, I will look at the white male first before anything else, and I want to see a beautiful, skinny, strong looking white male there. I don't really care what the Asian female is, but I want a good white male to be role model. A good white male role model will represent, that couple to happen. And it just shows you over and over and time again that the strong, smart, cunning white male gets his Asian female, and what Asian female goes after that. Now, I do understand too in Asian Aryanism, you get the opportunity to be accepted no matter what you look like and still find Asian love. I understand that too, but at the current moment, it seems to me that's kind of, I don't want a ugly looking role model. It might sound a little snobby or elitist, but I hope that sort of like Identity Europa, what they're doing right now, compared to Trad Youth, where you had Matthew Heimbach getting all the neo-Nazis from who knows where, and then you have Identity Europa getting all the college students or clean-cut white males. Not that I'm saying that Asian Aryanism should be Identity Europa, but at least there should be some role models to have that it puts a positive vibe. The more negative it looks, it's going to be shunned as fat anime nerds or autistic shut-ins, and I really don't want that. So was it a good time? Yes, it was. I was very happy about a possible Asian Aryan future. I'm going to get really personal, but I went alone on this trip, and I had my friends escorting me places, and I feel to myself at the current moment right now is, if you want a deep secret about me, is that I don't have an Asian girlfriend at the moment, and looking at other wildly successful and lucky white males, I don't mean to put myself down, but bringing their Asian girlfriends to Mitsuwa, and any dark human feeling where you feel as if you don't have that Asian girlfriend, and so you start to get down on yourself on that. And so this trip was rather a reflective piece about maybe this is definitely a place to congregate and actually meet an Asian girlfriend here, but at the current moment I don't have one, so oh well. But on the bus trip back, I got to see New York City and sunset, and was forced to watch some anime, some weird anime about dating, whatnot. And then everyone having their cuddle parties, and being the Holden Caulfield, you get this kind of,